How are you? How you, man? Bartender.
All right, we're going to get started. I hope everyone can hear me. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. The very people who kept our city running during the darkest days of COVID, and these are the same people who have to be essential and central to a truly just recovery as we come out of this. And we're standing together with Eric Adams, a champion for working people, who will bring that worker-centered vision and leadership to City Hall. We know where Eric stands because he's stood with us before. And we're going to be doing everything in our power to make sure that he wins on Tuesday. And not just win, but make sure that he wins big so we can really send a loud message about what kind of city we want to be. And as a labor coalition, we really stand ready to make history with Eric Adams as our next mayor. Wonderful. So with that, I do want to introduce our next speaker. It's my honor to introduce Rich Morocco, the president of Hotel Trades Council.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Look, we are on the verge of something great. We're on the verge of electing a blue-collar mayor.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Someone who understands working people, someone who cares about our issues. Someone who, when they look at skyscrapers like that one, don't see a building where hedge fund managers work. He sees a building where cleaners work, and door persons work, and engineers and electricians work. And he's someone who, when he looks back at City Hall, he doesn't see a building that's beholden to lobbyists or special interests or corporations. He sees a building that's going to house an administration that sees and hears real New Yorkers. That's who Eric Adams is. And that is exactly the type of champion we need in that building at this moment in time. And we need it because, look, we're going to have some tough fights ahead of us, right? The billionaires and the multinational corporations that are our employers, they're going to use the fallout from the pandemic as an excuse to try to gut our wages, our benefits, and our job protections, which means we're all going to be in the fight for our lives. We're going to be in a fight for our fundamental rights. And we're going to need allies in that fight. And there is no better ally than Eric Adams. Eric has proven... Eric! Look, Eric has proven himself time and time again to be exactly the type of person we need leading this city in this moment. The type of person who will guarantee that our jobs are secure, our streets are safe, our children get a good education, and to make sure that the economy comes back, and when it does, it doesn't leave anyone behind. So, let's get out there and let's get to work, and let's make the blue-collar candidate the blue-collar mayor. Because look, if we work really hard today, and we work really hard tomorrow, I can guarantee you Eric Adams will be working just as hard for the working people of New York for the next 4 years. So, everybody, let's get to work. Let's get to work. All right. And now, I'm going to turn it over to Pat Kane from the nurses. Pat?
Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Go, Eric! Greetings, everyone. I'm Pat Kane, and I come bringing the hopes and aspirations of over 40,000 nurses that work across the great state of New York. And we represent almost 9,000 nurses that serve in the mayoral agencies and in New York City Health and Hospitals, which is the largest public hospital in the country, and where every New Yorker is welcome to receive excellent care regardless of their ability to pay. And I'm so proud to be standing here representing these healthcare professionals who put their lives on the line every day to save tens of thousands of New Yorkers. Yeah. But most of all, I'm really proud to be standing here today in front of you supporting Eric Adams to be our next mayor of New York City! And I got to say, as a registered nurse and the executive director of this union, I'm really impressed, Eric, with your commitment to health, and I don't mean just your health, but your vision of health for this city. Because since 1901, our union has been fighting for access to health care for every New Yorker. But we know access to health care isn't enough to keep people healthy. We know if we don't address the issues of inequality, the social issues in our communities about housing, safety, education, employment, and the environment, we're just healthcare providers patching people up every day. An endless continuous cycle of patching people up, and we're really not moving the dial to really improve the health of this city. And Eric Adams knows that. He knows that firsthand. And his commitment to changing these things has been ever front lines with us. And he appreciates the challenges and triumphs of registered nurses because he's been there. And we know he's going to be a partner with us to work to really improve the health of our city. And you know, this is what nurses really want. We really want a partner, right? And I think that's what we all want. We all want a partner to hear us, to support us, and to give us the resources that we need to support our patients and our communities. And that's why tomorrow, if we haven't done so already, and I know I did it yesterday, we're going to go out to the polls and we're going to vote Eric Adams to be the next mayor of New York City. Eric. And the day after that, all the people you see here before you, the day after that, are working in this city to build this city together with our new partner in City Hall to make this city stronger, because together we are going to rise, we're going to do it, we're going to move forward with Eric leading us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And who do I introduce? Henry? And now it's my pleasure. I think you have a few members here. Do you see 37? 37 in the house! It's my great pleasure to introduce my brother in labor, Henry Garrido.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. You know, right now, the morale among the city workers is at an all-time low. Yes. We saw it after September 11, when people were sacrificing their lives, and as people were running away from the pit, city workers were going in to save the lives of New Yorkers. We saw it after Hurricane Sandy, where our borders were flooded and city workers were there again. And we've seen it now after this. Many workers sacrifice their lives and die to save the rest of all of us. And yet somehow, some way, those very same people who have been classified as heroes become the scapegoats for what is wrong in government and in society. And we are sick and tired of being vilified after sacrificing everything that we have. We are sick and tired that everything that seems to go wrong in government, city workers get blamed, get vilified. In the meantime, when there was an opportunity to reward them with hazard pay, where were they? When there was an opportunity to do an early retirement, where were they? When there was an opportunity to approve the leaves of many of those who lost their lives after September 11, where were they? We don't want any empty parade. We want actions. We don't want any words. We want actions. And above all, we want respect. We want respect for the workers. Yes, this election will be a referendum on the kind of city government that we want to see, on the kind of leader we want to see at City Hall. And today, I stand proud to support the next mayor of the city of New York, Eric Adams. I'm going going to tell you and I'll conclude like this. We don't have to have a conversation with Eric about the feeling of city workers because he's been there. He's been one of us from day one. His life has been the life of many of our workers and our members who sacrifice everything, as I said before. So you don't need to teach him a lesson about what it is to be a civil servant in the city of New York. You don't need to teach him a lesson about how important retirement benefit and health care benefits are for city workers, because he's one of us, he's been one of us, and he'll continue one of us. So let me welcome and support, on behalf of 150,000 city workers and their families, and nearly 100,000 retirees and their families, DC 37 stands proud supporting the next mayor of the city of New York, Eric Adams. And now I'm gonna bring my brother, the president of 32BJ, Kyle Braggs. Give it up for Kyle.
I guess I don't have to chant. Brothers and sisters, good afternoon. Labor, is labor in the house? Yeah. Is labor in the house? Yeah. Labor strong, labor united. My name is Kyle Bragg, and I'm the proud president of 32BJ. And I'm thrilled to be here today with all my allies, my brother Henry Garrido from DC 37, Rich Morocco from Hotel Trades, Pat from the NYSDA, nurses. I did get your bitch, bro. I'm saying. CWA, I don't forget my brothers and sisters, CWA. All these essential workers who help keep the city running and moving forward. And of course, it's always a pleasure to stand together in support of our next mayor of the city of New York, Eric Adams. Yeah. All right, yeah. I love the energy. I love the energy. I love the energy. So, we're just a day away, moments away from crossing the finish line on this journey. And we're working hard to ensure that the next mayor, our mayor, Eric Adams, he wins, not only wins, but he wins big. That this is a mandate for working families of this city. We want to send a message about the kind of city that we want to be going forward. And with Eric, this is the city that we know will be a city about working families. That we will come out of this pandemic, we will recover not on the backs of working families, but assisting working families. Our city is battling multiple crises at the same time. Public health, an economic crisis, a racial justice crisis, a social justice crisis. Right. This is the time to be playing games. That's right. We don't need a mayor that's going to play games. We need a mayor that will tackle all of these issues. We're still fighting to beat back COVID and ensure that New Yorkers get vaccinated. We're fighting to build parts of opportunities for all New Yorkers, and not just a few. And we're fighting for justice and respect for black and brown lives and black and brown communities, and get real police accountability. Eric's the man who'll make that happen. Eric has the vision, he has the skills, he has the talent, he has the experience to help us overcome all of these challenges. And the truth is, Eric Adams has been beating the odds all his life. He grew up in a blue-collar household. We grew up in the same community. So I know he knows the struggles of those communities. He knows what it's like for a family to worry about whether they're going to put food on the table or pay rent or pay mortgage. He understands these challenges. And he's the mayor who will fight for the working families of the city to ensure that they have an equal opportunity at success. That's why Eric Adams is a reliable champion for the people of this city and an ally for working people. Eric has always stood with our contract fights, stood with us in each and every one of our contract fights, and stood with labor in their contract fights to make sure that workers got a fair deal, a fair shake. This is the man that we're going to send into City Hall. This is the man who's going to bring this city back. Election day is tomorrow.
That's right, that's right.
And we've been doing our work. I know each and every one of you have been doing your work.
Right.
We've been putting the work in.
That's right.
But it's not over, because we take nothing for granted. I know he hasn't. He's been working every day. It seems like 7 days, 24 hours a day. I don't know when you sleep, bro. They talk about when you sleep. They should be asking you when you sleep. This is the hardest working man I've known.
He's in good shape, too. Look at
He's
him.
in great shape. But we need to carry this momentum into tomorrow. Some of you have early voted. Thank you for that. Others will wait until tomorrow. I hope you call your neighbors, your friends, your family out to vote and elect our great champion of the city of New York, Eric Adams. So let me say, I'm a sports fan. Everybody know that. Eric knows that. I love basketball. So I think about it. If you got a superstar, why would you change your superstar in for a bench player? A back of the bench player? Who would do that? The Knicks used to do it, but who would do that? We need a superstar right now. We need someone who's been in the game, who knows the game. Someone who makes people better that are around him. Someone who will carry us to the victories. And that person is the next mayor of the city of New York, my brother, our next mayor, Eric Adams.
Oh, man. Two observations as we are on the eve of Election Day. Two observations. Number one, they always keep an eye on me, and so they pass by Borough Hall often, and they say, it's 4 in the morning. He can't still be up there. So, I'm an enigma. They're not used to someone committed and dedicated to the city. They're not used to someone willing to stay in their office overnight so they can be up early in the morning or during the midnights and go visit TA employees and give them PPEs.
That's right.
They're not used to someone that's willing to 2 and 3 in the morning go to the hospitals and visit Neisner employees and let them know, I understand what they're going through. Because believe it or not, everyone does not do a 9 to 5 in this city.
That's right.
Some people are working around the clock. And if you are a 9 to 5 mayor, you can't understand the issues of 24 hours, 7 day a week people. So when I'm up, I'm not only at zero bond, I'm on ground zero helping our people.
That's right.
I'm doing what's needed to be done. Second observation. People say, why when you move through the streets and you at events, there's this level of electricity and energy that people feel as they come around you and want to snap that selfie and be among you. You know why? Because if you're a mother with a dyslexic child, you're able to point to me and say, baby, you're going to be all right, son.
That's right. That's right.
If you're a mother that is visiting their child in Rikers Island that believe that at the end of the road, they're looking at my life of being arrested and saying, you're going to be all right, son.
That's right.
If you're a mother that's eking out pennies to pay your tuition because no one gave you a scholarship, you had to go to school at night like I did, they're saying, you're going to be all right, daughter. If you are a mother that is on the verge of being homelessness and losing your home and believe that there's no tomorrow, and then you hear the story and the narrative of what my mother went through, you begin to feel different about yourself. The reason people are energized by this movement is because they see in me the life I live is the life they're living. And they know this. They have started to embody the belief that no matter what happens to us, if we are committed and dedicated to each other, these hurdles are not insurmountable.
That's right.
We can get by them.
That's right.
So Eric becoming mayor is stating that dishwasher can become a mayor.
That's right. Yeah.
That nurse can become a mayor.
Yeah.
That fast food employee can become a mayor.
Yeah.
I'm saying to New Yorkers who are in a place of despair, where you are is not who you are. You just have been denied the opportunities you deserve. You've been betrayed. We have all of these civil servants that are every day dealing with the trauma of other people, placed in systems that's preventing the turning around, not only trauma for people you visit, but trauma for yourself. Right. Who's asking you, are you all right?
That's right.
Who's making sure you are in the conditions that will help you become all right? Finally, one of your own. When I hear about your labor contracts, I think of my labor contract.
Yes, sir.
When I hear about your pensions, I think about my pension.
Right.
When I hear about your health care, I think about my health care.
Right.
I think about what you think about. Go through history. When have we had a labor mayor?
Yeah.
When? When have we had a mayor that had a union card?
We will now.
You are finally going to have someone that understands what you are going through becoming your mayor.
Yeah.
And so you don't win a baseball game in the 8th inning.
That's right.
We got one more inning to go.
Yes.
The 9th inning. November 2nd is the 9th inning. On that day, we take off the intramural jerseys. As I say over and over again, we put on one jersey. That's Team New York.
Yeah.
Ending inequalities, and it's time for us all to benefit. The popularity of this brand must turn into prosperity for all of us. And what we must do, people, the next 24 hours, don't get distracted. Stay focused and grind. No distractions, stay focused and grind. No distractions, stay focused and grind. No distractions, stay focused and grind. They're going to try to pull us off. They're going to try to do all sorts of things to get us off our game.
Ain't gonna happen.
We have to be focused and not distracted. We are not responding to the buffoonery of someone that thinks our city is a circus because they are clowns.
That's right.
We're not responding to that. We're not responding to everything he throws out. Well, he said this, he said that. What are you going to say to that? I'm going to say to that, tell him to vote for me and he'll have a better city to live in. We are not responding to only one thing now. We're responding to mobilizing people to get to the polls to vote. We've heard all the talk. We've heard all the positions.
That's right.
We heard where people stood and what they stand for, what they like and what they don't like. All that's just over right now. There's only one thing that we're doing right now. Getting out, mobilizing, saving our city, and voting for the best person to lead our city into the future. I'm ready to lead. I'm ready to make sure we're prepared. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be difficult. But darn it, winners want the ball when the game is on the line.
Winners want the ball. Winners want the ball.
You know, I've been saying for over 30 years, Coach, put me in the game. Put me in the game. And so, let's hit the streets. Let's mobilize on election day. Let's get up early. Let's hit the polling sites. Let's do what we have to do to win this. And I cannot thank you enough, Union. You are union strong. This is a union strong city, and I'm going to be a union strong mayor. Let's win this race. Thank you so much.
On the drive.
Where's my guy? Where's Jose? Hold on, let me get my. Jose, come get these questions answered. Let Jose in. We're gonna do a few questions before we hit the road. Okay, you wanna do it out there? Okay.
All good.
All right.
On our drive.